Welcome into 49ers Intel. I've got a recap of day one of free agency. And who knows, maybe the 49ers aren't quite done yet. Maybe there'll be some late night activity. I think it was a couple of years ago where they signed Charvarius Ward late at night. But either way, we've got to wrap this up in neat fashion, just for those of you who aren't paying that close of attention during the day. The headlining item today, the signing of Leonard Floyd. I wouldn't call him an A-list edge rusher, but he's definitely on a B list. He has 39 and a half sacks over the course of the past 4 seasons. Leonard Floyd has also played in 108 straight games. He hasn't missed one since 2017. So this is a winner. This is a dependable edge rusher. 49ers have been looking to raise the floor of the edge rushing spot opposite of Nick Bosa. And I think they have indeed done that with the dependability of Leonard Floyd, who is tied with 49ers assistant head coach Brandon Staley, who's his position coach in Chicago and then his defensive coordinator with the Rams. And according to some people who are familiar with this, Brandon Staley loves Leonard Floyd. So some stamps of Brandon Staley already on some of the 49ers personnel. Floyd, versatile guy, could rush inside, outside. He's long. He's 6'5". He's able to get around tackles. A lot of people will say, well, a lot of his sacks are cleanup sacks. Cleaning up takes some skill. Leonard Floyd's got a motor. High motor guy. I think the 49ers have upgraded in consistency and floor over Chase Young already. Doesn't mean that they won't bring back Chase Young. That might still be a possibility. But when they made the Floyd signing, I said, this might pair really well with a Joey Bosa pickup, but we don't know if Joey Bosa is actually going to be available. The Chargers still have him under contract. So that might still be a pipe dream for the 49ers at this point. We'll see if the Chargers release Joey Bosa or trade him before Wednesday. I did think that this wasn't the only edge rusher signing the 49ers would make, and that proved to be very correct when they signed Yetur Gross-Matos, who's been in the league for 4 years. Another tall guy, 6'5", 6'6". A lot of the measurables that were comparable to Aldon Smith's with those long arms and just big frame to be able to fend off blockers. Gross-Matos is coming off of his best pass rushing season, 4.5 sacks with Carolina. Another high motor guy who has played the run well, just like Leonard Floyd, and somebody who 49ers defensive line coach Chris Kacerek, I think, will be very happy to work with just because of the physical skill set. More than anything, though, when we look at Yetur Gross-Matos, and we're waiting for the actual contract numbers, the nitty-gritty to come in here, on the surface, they say 2 years, $18 million, but his best pass rushing season by far was this last one. And it seems to me that because of that, because there's only been one truly plus season getting after the quarterback, this is going to be an incentive-based deal. And Chris Kacerek loves his defensive linemen coming in waves. The 49ers have needed depth on that defensive line at the margins, and I think Yetur Gross-Matos in this signing is a way to attack that. So between Leonard Floyd and Yetur Gross-Matos, the 49ers today picked up 2 players who can help that edge rushing cadre, which has lost some talent. I mean, Chase Young is a pending free agent starting on Wednesday, and so is Randy Gregory, right? So the 49ers need to fortify the other side of the line, the opposite side of Nick Bosa. Remember that Drake Jackson required knee surgery. So you can't really count on Drake Jackson right now. He got hurt fairly early in that 2023 season, had those 3 sacks against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the 49ers are looking for more dependability there while Drake Jackson still works to prove himself. In between those signings, the 49ers tendered Jauan Jennings. He almost won Super Bowl MVP. I think people shouldn't forget that. Jauan Jennings is a tremendously versatile player. Third and Jauan, comes up clutch for the 49ers. They hosted Rayshon Jenkins, the safety, on a visit today. We'll see if they sign him at some point this week. But remember in 2021 when the 49ers played at Jacksonville, it was Jauan Jennings who got under Rayshon Jenkins' skin, caused Jenkins to throw a punch and get thrown out of that football game. It was a blowout 49ers win. My point is that Jauan Jennings is important to the heart and soul of this 49ers team. So they want to keep him. And they extended a second-round tender to Jauan Jennings, which is a contract offer for $4.89 million. Jennings now has a chance to go shop around with other teams. If somebody offers him more money, the 49ers hold a right of first refusal. They'll be able to match that contract and keep Jauan Jennings. If they decide not to match that contract, they'll get a second-round draft pick from that team in return. So the 49ers are in a good spot to keep Jauan Jennings. They exercised the tender. That is official. We thought that they might get a long-term deal done by now, but to be honest, Jauan Jennings is a popular name around the NFL, And I think that he wants to test to see if his value might increase with some exposure to other teams. That's what restricted free agency allows him to do. So his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, has not finalized a long-term offer with the 49ers yet. And perhaps Jennings' value will be raised by some exposure to the open market. Same kind of deal with Eric Armstead. We could talk about existing 49ers right now. He's still on the 49ers. That's the update from 24 hours ago when it was released through the media that Eric Armstead would likely be cut from the 49ers because he would not accept a pay cut. However, the 49ers have no incentive to cut Eric Armstead early. He still is a valuable member of the football team. He was an asset for this team for years. And obviously, he missed 13 games over the past 2 seasons with plantar fasciitis. But the concerns arising from that might actually be depressing the value of Eric Armstead on the open market. And if that's the case, this negotiation might not be finished. There might be some ruffled feathers and some hard feelings after the 49ers asked Armstead to take a pay cut following a postseason that he played with a torn meniscus. He had surgery after the season on that injury, but hard feelings have been smoothed out before. And the 49ers might need Eric Armstead. They're currently very thin at defensive tackle, and it turns out that Eric Armstead might need the 49ers. We will see. The story has not been finished yet on the Eric Armstead front. The 49ers are interested in having him back, but obviously at a lower price than his $17.4 million salary as it is currently constructed. 49ers lost a player today. Charlie Werner has signed, or he will sign on Wednesday when the new league year begins with the Atlanta Falcons. Werner was a good blocker at the tight end position for the 49ers, also was effective on special teams, but he only caught 11 passes over 4 seasons. And the 49ers are really looking for more in a receiving standpoint in that second tight end position. Werner signed for $12 million over 4 years. That was outside the 49ers price range, considering the fact that he only had those 11 catches over the 4 seasons with the 49ers. So we'll see what's next for Charlie Werner. He actually is going to get to play about 2 hours from home. He grew up about 2 hours north of Atlanta, and now he's going to be playing with the Falcons. First move of the day is the last one I'm going to talk about today. The 49ers re-signed their third-string quarterback, Brandon Allen, who's been quite the presence in that room alongside Brock Purdy. Sam Darnold was with the 49ers last year. Of course, Kirk Cousins, formerly of the Minnesota Vikings, also signed with the Atlanta Falcons today. So he's going to be Charlie Werner's teammate. Kirk Cousins leaving Minnesota means that maybe the Vikings will be interested in Sam Darnold. And if Sam Darnold raised his stock enough with a season under his belt with the 49ers, perhaps Brandon Allen moves to QB2. Or the 49ers can look for another reputation rehab project at quarterback, sign him, and keep Brandon Allen as QB3. Or Allen could be QB2 and the 49ers can draft somebody. The opportunities seem to be limitless at that quarterback position, and they are that way because Brock Purdy is playing so damn well. So the 49ers are just shuffling the deck chairs behind Brock Purdy. They obviously did get Brandon Allen at an affordable rate. And when I do have the contract details for him, when I have them for Yetur Gross-Matos, and when I have more contract details for Leonard Floyd, I will get back to you. So that's day one of 49ers free agency. Wanted to wrap up 8 minutes and 30 seconds. I think that's good timing. Everything that happened, they're going to keep on rolling in day 2 moving forward. Everybody take care.